The Sonoma County Wine Library began as an idea with the formation of the Russian River Wine Road. That group of wineries came together and were doing some joint advertising. And out of that, the formation of that group, came the idea that wouldn't it be neat if we had our own library that would be both a business and technical library and a repository of history for the rich history of wine in Sonoma County. Millie Howie, who worked for Geyser Peak at the time, held out that they should be part of the library. And she convinced the library that that would be a good idea. This was happening in the early to mid-70s, and then from then until '88, when this library opened its doors, there was a lot of planning, a lot of behind-the-scenes collection building, and coordination to make this whole thing possible.
What can you find here?
For the general public, we have every kind of consumer book on wine, everything you could imagine on wine production and how it's made, and wine's rich history, going back to prehistory and on through Greco-Roman times, and especially a good concentration of stuff on the history in Sonoma County.
Who uses the wine library?
We get an array of different users at the Sonoma County Wine Library. The predominant people who use the wine library are people from the industry. The grape growers want to know more about how to grow good grapes and how to sell them to wineries. The people in the wineries want to know how to make better wine. But that's the industry segment. And then there's a whole group of users who are just wine lovers, who come in to find out what the good new releases are, to learn a little bit more about wine in this county. And there's a significant fraction of people who are, because the wine industry is the big employer in Sonoma County, who are looking for jobs, who are both prospecting or they've got an interview and they want to know a little bit more about who their prospective employer might be. This is our map case and large print drawer, and the top, of course, has the maps, the viticultural maps of the various areas. We've got them for Sonoma County pretty well done, and then for other areas around the state as well. And this drawer is mainly Sonoma County. The next drawer is other places. This is kind of a vintage map of California.
Wow, look at that. So it's called Sonoma Mendocino, huh?
Yeah, that was before everybody was staking their identity a little bit more.
Yeah, very 50s. So you got some very interesting little posters in here, huh?
Kenwood and a number of other wineries have done some great posters over the years. This is the Kenwood label that got disapproved by the BATF for reasons, and then 20 years later they allowed it, and so it shows the changing kind of evolution. We've got a collection of Harvest Fair posters. If you want to go back further in wine history, we've got the Vintners Club collection, and the oldest thing in it was this thing, which isn't really a book, it's been bound, but it was a law, and they printed the laws so that everybody could read them in England at the time. And this was an act limiting and settling the prices of wines at a parliament in 1656.
A lot of this stuff can be checked out?
Most of the collection can be checked out. The periodicals and the reference things do not circulate, but everything in this room does check out. You need a Sonoma County Library card, and it's hard for you to get to Healdsburg, you can look up our things on the web, order them, and they can be picked up at any Sonoma County Library.
Sounds like you enjoy your work.
Yeah, it's great. I love books, and I love people, and I love wine, and anything that lets me get in that milieu and feel I'm doing some good is a great thing.